Hello, good evening, and how the hell are you? Well, this evening I'm just doing a quickie, really, on a 143rd, I think it is. Chinese Lamborghini Diablo. It's by a company called Detail Cars. And to be honest, when you compare it to a lot of the Chinese stuff, this thing is beautiful. There doesn't seem to be an happy medium with Chinese. It's either really, 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 really good, or it's shite. And this falls into the category of really, really good. It's really nicely made and really well scaled and really well detailed. Parts fantastic. It's one of the Chinese that do fall into the really, really good. And I came across it in a lot. It had been on eBay for ages, I'm talking months, in a lot of other cars. And I've seen the lot loads of times, and I thought, you know something, I'm gonna bid on that, because there's one that I saw that'd be ideal in the lot for the Paint It Pink challenge. And I think I'll do it pink and keep it for myself. And I'm gonna do one for the Paint It Pink challenge for auctioning. So I'm thinking of two for the Paint It Pink challenge. Anyway, here I put all the small, hard to lose parts, so I didn't drop one on the floor and lose it. I put them all in one easy to contain container, so I could knock it on the floor and lose all of them at a later date. And there were loads of small parts, some were that small, I've not even bothered putting them in. I've found another way of doing it, because it'd have been hard work putting them in. I'd have needed me magnifying headband tweezers and everything, and my hands just won't put up with that shit anymore. And there goes the chassis to the back end, followed by the interior. And there the metal painted parts are going into the jar for the caustic bath of doom. And there I fill up with water. And there the caustic goes in. And it was reasonably good paint as well. So it was quality paint, because it didn't want to come off. So we did the caustic bath of doom here, bubbling away, and the paint is just gonna say, no, ain't coming off, mate. You're not a pro. Think again, sunshine. So I thought again, and I got my nitrum hose out. So what was left on actually came off rapid with the nitrum hose. It'd probably come off better with the nitrum hose to begin with, but that's the thing with caustic. Caustic works excellently 99.9% of the time. It's just that the last couple of castings I've had the 1%. It doesn't work perfect with. It took it off to a degree, but I had to get the rest off with nitrum hose. Anyway, here's the clean casting, and it was that clean. I didn't even really bother with any wire wheeling or sanding that much. Here I'm making door wing mirrors out of pins. Here I'm just cutting the extra bit of the pin off. I've got the pliers in my vise and putting pressure on so it cuts through the pin. And here it's mounted in. I've put some tape on so I don't scratch the door while I'm filing. And I'm taking the pin down to the squarish shape of the door mirrors. But I've also got another technique. One of the pins broke and it just left the metal stub. So I've got another technique one of the other customizers use. And in all honesty, I think I might be going that way more often. There I'm just filing the little bit inside the door. Filing it down. So it's smoother. Not that I needed to. And here's what I've got there. It's acrylic nail powder that women use in nail bars. And you just dip the brush in a liquid, dip it into the powder, and then dab the mix onto where you want to fill. And I was a bit sceptical. I thought, oh, it's not that brilliant if it's a nail bar product just for women's nails. Anyway, it is oofing solid, and it's oofing hard to file down as well. It took longer certainly than the actual pin head did, and it stuck absolutely solid here because the hinges were the hinge was broken on one door, and I thought, I'm not really bothered about them opening, so I actually glued both doors shut because one had a crack in the post anyway. The one that had the broken door hinge had a crack in the post as well. So I thought, well, I'm not over bothered about that. I'll just glue the doors on and shut. It's not gonna kill them. And here, I'm gluing back on the tail part. I don't know what you call that, it's a bit of a valance at the rear. And which leads me on to, I think I was doing the fin here, the tail fin. Oh no, I weren't, I was sanding. I was sanding where glue had spilled on the roof and doors when I was gluing the doors shut. Just making it look nice and smoothish. And here I was doing the spraying. I'd already primed and it looked good, and it was no way ever gonna go back into black. I thought a Diablo needs brighter colours. Black looks good, but a Diablo definitely needs something bright. And I had just the green that'd suit it in my cellulose paints. So I thought, that's the ticket for me. That's me bio. So, snot green it was. Went on lovely. I'm using my new brush. And I'm now back to 2 brushes again. In my modelling days I had to, technically I've got 4, but one's one of them starter brushes, the humbrel sort of thing with a glass jar and single action hopeless brush. And another one's, let me think. It's an American make, a red thing, I can't think of name at the moment. That's not that brilliant either. So, I've got a couple of cheap Chinese ones. And here's the screen. That polished up really well, it had a few marks on it, but it polished up exceptionally well. I use bog pole, solid polish, grade for plastic and my mini Dremel. The mini Dremel is just perfect for polishing, because it doesn't give that fast a speed that if you curl this it'll melt the plastic. It's slow enough to do a nice polishing job without getting too hot. And next we're going to be going on to gluing the screen back in, and for that I'm using Umbro Clear Fix. I just applied it with a cocktail stick, just applied a bit in the middle of the roof. It had originally been held in with silicone, so there's not just Matty that does it, etc. It's a bona fide factory method. There we are. I do like this Clear Fix though. It has a few different uses. I also put the tail lights in with it, which I think you'll see next. But there I've also got a cloth under it to stop me damaging my fresh paintwork. Something I avoid sometimes to my peril, and end up doing paint jobs again. And there we go, it's gone in lovely. And here I'm putting a dab of Clear Fix in the tail light mountings. My hand's flapping about like a goldfish again. And here we go. I did do them off camera because I was shaking a bit much, and I wanted to hold my hand steady and put them on. That's the reason I've avoided some of the detail painting I did. I've done it off screen. And here, what were I doing here? Ah, that Brit. I'm putting the door cards back on. Just putting a dab of Clear Fix on it and fixing them in with that. And looks good. And here I'm screwing the interior back in. It's amazing what a difference the clear screen makes and washing and cleaning them. Before, when it were mucky and scratched, you couldn't see in this car when it was black. Now with new colours and washed, cleaned and polished, you can see inside it again. And there I'm just screwing the front end on. And here I'm sticking the exhaust back on. The exhaust unit's a nice piece of artistic stuff in itself, and it makes that back end look, to be blunt about it, looks the dog's bollocks. And here, what were I doing here? Not a clue. Step it up, fatty. Ah, that's it. I was putting the windscreen wiper on here. The windscreen wipers were a separate part, so I've just put a dab of super glue on, and I get the windscreen wipers and put them in place. Pain in the arse that was. Flapping my hands everywhere. Anyway, this is the point of where we started. The Chinese made Lamborghini Diablo from detail cars with a broken door and scabby paint and scratched screen and missing wing mirrors. And it was just right for a resto. I thought, I wonder if I can do something with that. And anyway, here's on to where we ended up with it. Done in a nice striking green. And I've painted the badges back on and the black bar on the tail there. And the wheels are spot on for Lamborghini wheels as well. Coming round the front, I've painted in the smaller lights instead of plugging back in the plastic lights. I've painted in the indicators and the side lamps. You can make out the wing mirrors now. They're not spot on, but they look the business. They look better than nothing being there. And it's gone from shabby to quite a sexy little thing, really. Anyway, if you've enjoyed watching, please subscribe if you've not subscribed. If you've subscribed, may I say thanks again. And hope you've enjoyed watching. And bye for now.